Hello, viewers. Welcome once again to Think Tank TV. Recall, we promised we're going to be bringing insightful messages and programs that would, to a large extent, inspire and motivate you out there. Today, we got on set Mr. God's Will Gaius Hart. He's a seasoned engineer and a man with a lot of experience. He has worked so much with young people, has teaching experiences, and a lot of affiliation with youth groups. So we're going to be talking a topic we title drug abuse. We also have to my left Miss Precious. She's going to be my co-host for this program, and we're going to be deliberating a little more on this topic. Welcome on set, Mr. Giles.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be on set.
Okay. So we go straight to business already. We want to talk about drug abuse today because of the impact it obviously has to our young people and to people around the world. So we want to start by defining the word drug abuse so our viewers can know exactly what it is. So what is drug abuse in your own terms?
Okay. First of all, I want to say thank you for also being me on set on TV. It's really a program I enjoy, and I'm so delighted to be part of it today. Coming here and I can talk about issues going with society, especially our youth and all. So, for me, drug abuse basically is the consumption of a drug beyond the recommended dosage. When you take it beyond the recommended dosage, it is an abuse. And the continuum of that intake further increases your addiction, or should I say, a can't do without syndrome, whereby you are now cleaved to this drug. You don't just live your life for yourself anymore, you're living your life for the drug.
Okay, so that's your own definition of drug abuse. Precious, you have anything to say about drug abuse? What is drug abuse in your own terms?
For me, I would say it's just overusage of a particular drug. Like, this is the normal amount you're supposed to take, and you take beyond that specified amount.
Okay, so can we quickly talk about the types of drugs? Because we'll talk about overusage of a drug. Let's talk about types of drugs. The types of drugs that can be overused and become harmful to our viewers out there.
Well, speaking of the types of drugs, there are very, very, very many drugs there in the market. There are different drugs for different reasons. But it has to be professional, it has to be recommended by a physician to a patient that needs it to get cured.
Okay.
So, but if we want to narrow it based on the subject matter in hand, I think we'll have stimulant drugs that are meant to stimulate you, to make you, hyperactive, to get things done. And there are also drugs that are meant to sedate you, to make you feel dizzy and weak, and then you go to sleep.
Okay.
So if we want to look at it on those two poles, I think that is the essence of. But basically, the drugs are just meant to be taken to solve a problem in your body.
Okay, so what you are saying by virtue of this is these drugs that are being abused are normally drugs that are supposed to be prescribed.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Prescribed for a particular reason.
But a particular ailment.
Okay, but when people begin to use it for a wrong reason,
it has to be taken within a specific time. That is the dosage.
Okay.
So once it goes beyond that,
and quantity as well.
Quantity as well.
Yes.
Because sometimes you go to the hospital to get treated, they recommend a drug for you. You see the specification, they will say, okay, 2 tablets 3 times daily. It is stated 2 tablets 3 times daily.
Okay. But so when you do beyond that,
taking 4 tablets for the 3 times.
So why would people want to take more than the required dosage?
Now, I think the reason why is because of the feel-good hormone that the human body has. Talking about dopamine here. Now, I'm trying to speak more like a medical
professional.
Permit me to on this floor to walk that
go ahead.
The human body has a hormone called dopamine. Now sometimes the human body alternate so much so that this dopamine release or feel good release is lowered. So sometimes once it is lowered, you need this drug to up it. You
Okay.
understand?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but because they take these drugs and because it's readily available and they up it without a proper prescription, talking about those who abuse it, you understand? Then the tendency is that they get used to it, they up it and get used to it, and they want more of it. And the
Okay.
moment they want more of it, they become addicted to it. So at that point in time, the recommended dosage has nothing to do with the the level they have put themselves.
Okay.
You understand? So at that point, they become drug dependent.
Okay.
You
Okay,
understand?
so when the addiction comes in, it's when they take excess.
When you take it excess,
Okay.
and it's just like dopamine, the hormone dopamine, basically makes you want more.
Okay.
It's a feel good thing. Like now, it's just like
Adrenaline and stuff like that. Yeah.
those are different hormones.
Yeah.
You understand? But particularly for case of drug abuse, it's mostly the dopamine
Okay.
that's the problem. So for some people, the dopamine level is low,
Yeah.
they need to boost it.
Yeah.
For some, it is high, they take, and they now have this excitation that takes them to another level, and they feel all they have to do is want more of it, and they want more of it, and they want more of it.
I think
and they want more
that's
of
what
it,
brings
and
about the
Yeah.
overusage.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So there could be, because we know that obviously there will be causes for this. Let's look at the causes. What are the causes for drug abuse, right? Because obviously for somebody to want to go into something, there's something that causes you, that prompts you, that preempts you to in the first place have a taste of it, right? So what could be the reasons why, the causes why people could go into drug abuse? Yeah. She will talk as well.
Okay, for me, I would say one of the major reasons are parental carelessness. Let me
Okay.
use that word. Sorry to use that word though. You know, lately or nowadays, you find out that some parents are so occupied that they don't even have time for their children,
Yeah.
making them lose or give them the privilege to do whatever they want to.
Okay.
And mind you, at times they could be in an environment where people around do drugs.
Yeah.
Or if probably their parents had time or more attention for them, they wouldn't get the space to go outside to mingle with those people. So number one, it starts from home.
Okay.
Then another one again, it could be environmental factors too, like the place where they find themselves. Yes.
Yeah.
Let me say you're in environments where they have a lot of people that do drugs. Definitely, you keep seeing them.
Yeah.
Maybe one day you'll be like, let me try this thing I see people do. And before you know,
You're into
and
it.
before you know, you want more and more. And another thing again, I think peer pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peer pressure too. That's why as young people, we should pick or choose people who move it. Because just like they say show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are.
Exactly.
If you work with someone that is addicted to drug, even if you will say, people will say, no, I won't do it, I won't do it. Before you know, mind you, you would do it with time.
Okay. You first of all talk about parental carelessness, right? That's the word you used. Okay. So it means that our parents sometimes lose a grip of our children by virtue of carelessness. So what could be the reasons why they could be careless about it? Is it because of the jobs they do? They are pursuing money, or what are can we deliberate a little on the parental?
I think if I want to buy into what she used or the statement she made talking about parental carelessness, I think it's just like saying maybe the parents was not really paying attention to the child or to the children in this instance. You see, once a parent is not paying attention to the child, a lot of things will be going wrong under the parents' nose without the parents even comprehending anything.
Okay.
You understand? So, but once the parent is paying attention, you will know when things are about to go wrong and stop it, nip it on the bud before it gets out of hand.
So can I by virtue of what you said, can I make bold to say sometimes our parents become careless because of we are over engaged in pursuing our careers, our businesses, money and all that in the name of paying bills.
Yes, too many engagements.
Okay, so
the normal like this, like taking Nigeria as a very good example.
Yes.
You understand the mainstay of the every citizen today. Everybody is on. It's just like a rush hour thing. Everybody is out wanting to do one thing or the other, just to make sure, like you said, pay bills, do that, etc., etc.
So they forget the home front.
As a parent, when you find yourself in that kind of situation, most of the time you barely have time for your kids.
Okay.
By the time you have one engagement, you're traveling to one place going for one meeting, going for one business trip, going for one that. At the end of the day, you don't have much attention for your child.
So here's a call for we're trying to work with the time we have for this program. So here's a call for our parents to do well to give attention to their children, beyond pursuing money, paying bills, careers, and all that.
Then outside that, too, particularly for those youths, the children, the upcoming children, I think they should first of all understand that drug abuse is a no-no. Drug abuse is not good. It eludes you from a lot of things. It takes you aback. It reduces you.
I've also seen pictures of people. I think pictures of people who have been addicted and who become junkies. They become useless in society.
In my earlier days in life, there was an area I was living. It was renowned for a lot of atrocities. One of which was this drug abuse thing, particularly. And I would lie to you, I think the luck I had then was because I was engaged physically and mentally. I was going to school, I was playing soccer, I was involved in other form of games that required some sort of physical activity.
That brings about one of the causes as well.
It was very easy for me to manage my emotions. And see, let us not forget, something preempts something. Before you see a youth going to take drugs, going to do this, check that child is depressed. Either depressed from being bullied at school, depressed from being bullied by maybe friends or other youths, or even being bullied at home, or sometimes being maltreated by parents. And you see, when you don't train your child the right way, the child will want to be trained outside. And once that child decides to go outside, two things. It's either the child is going to learn from life the easy way, or the child is going to learn from life the hard way.
Exactly. Okay, so let's go straight to the second factor that she talked about. She talked about one of the causes, which is environmental factors. Can we elaborate a little more on that for our viewers' purpose?
Okay, talking about like environmental factors. Let me say you're staying in an environment whereby you have mostly bad boys. Let me use that word, or people that are prone to drug, and you're not well controlled. By the time you keep mingling with them, before you know, and that kind of environment is somewhere rough. Someone will be like, I want you to try this thing, and you're like, no, I don't want to. And with time.
So that means this can be alignable to peer pressure as well.
Yes, it's enhanced. It's working enhanced.
Because the peer pressure doesn't only come from the school or from the friends you keep, even from the environment. You can also experience that peer pressure, because of course you make friends within your environment, and then definitely the kind of friends you make determines the kind of things you'll be doing on the regular. You understand? So it's just like the type of people you hang around with every day determines the type of things you will be doing every day.
Yes, and I had a quote from a very wise man that said, "You are a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most of your time
with."
Yes.
So as you spend time with people who engage in such things, that they are being lured.
Yes, exactly.
Being lured.
Before you know, you find yourself wanting to do what they are doing.
If I don't do it,
I'm not among. That's the word.
So our young people should take note that don't find yourself around the wrong folks. You may say, I have their resistive ability, they're not going to influence me, but it's a gradual thing. Before you know, you find yourself wanting to play along with the people, right? So let's go straight to the role of government in handling this drug abuse thing. Can we look into the role of government? What role does the government have to play? You talked about, firstly, that people can go into depression because they are not properly engaged. What role can government play in this to correct this drug abuse thing?
I think the government can come in the area of sensitization, creating awareness, having programs, talk shows just like the one we are having now, creating that platform where such kind of things can be encouraged. And the target point is that the youth should imbibe it because it's for their own benefit. You understand? So government should come up with policies and ways of making sure that the projection of this drug abuse thing, the sensitization thing and awareness thing should
get to the nooks and crannies. So what about properly engaging the people?
And then also engaging them. I was about to say that. Also engaging them in physical activities, mental activities, sports. Like if you notice, the past 2 decades, I won't lie to you, the issue of sports has really dropped in Nigeria.
Downplayed, downplayed.
So that alone is a red flag when it comes to youth empowerment and youth development, especially the youth development aspect. Because you see, if you engage the youth in sports, they will barely have time to be mingling with people who
Exactly,
because they want to be
exactly.
productive.
No,
The
no,
essence
no.
of being sporty
Yes.
is for you to be productive.
Not just sports. I think that also
It's for you to be
I think that in the role of
Yes.
the government as well, they also need to look into the issue of unemployment, because
Yes.
when a person is not properly
That is another
engaged to
one.
become productive,
Productive.
Sure.
that can obviously lead to depression
And idle man is
So if
devil's
you want
workshop.
to, exactly. So if you want to pinpoint, there's so many to pinpoint on. But the thing is that the government, I believe the government of today knows precisely what to do.
Okay.
It is just that some way, somehow,
it's giving a wave of the hand. I
some way,
think.
somehow, it's like there is some sort of compromise
Yeah.
that has allowed for corruption, that has allowed for things not to just go down well.
So here's so here's a call for the government to give attention to engaging our youths properly in terms of employment, sensitization, and all that, because that to a large extent has a role to play in downplaying and mitigating the.
And you know, if they do that, you find out that if, like, I'm a parent, I have children.
Yes.
If I see my child going to play soccer, and I know that where he's going to play this soccer is a government sponsored thing, it's a government arranged thing, or is into basketball, or is into tennis and all that, and I know that these things are available. You understand? Created by government, provided by government, and they are involved. I will not be bothered. I will not be afraid.
Exactly.
Knowing that even if I sit at home and my child tells me that I want to go out and play soccer,
you know where he's going to. Yes, it's about
exactly.
engagement.
Because it's physically engaged.
Okay, so can we go straight to the effects or the disadvantages? Because a lot of people are taking it. It might have not gotten to the point where it is beginning to become obvious to them, the disadvantages. What are the effects of drug abuse? What are the disadvantages? Why should they not take it? What are the possible disadvantages that people who are in drug abuse right now can face? Can we look into that?
Like I said earlier, if you list first statement, and I said it will be, getting involved in drug abuse basically at the long run. You discover that you'll be taken aback. A lot of things will become will also, different to you.
Okay.
The normal things of life will appear strange and different.
Yes.
The normal way of living will become different to you. You will want to be seeing yourself the way you're seeing yourself, and you want to be doing those things because addiction basically keeps you in one place. It's like being in a confined space.
I've also seen people who
it deprives you of being productive.
Yes.
It deprives you of your mental wellness, well-being.
Yeah,
exactly.
You understand? Physically, you will be drained.
Yeah.
Because sometimes this addiction affects nutrition. This addiction affects bodybuilding. It affects growth. It affects a lot of things. People will look at you and say, are you not eating well? You're looking sickly.
Exactly.
The person is not sick. The
person
person is not addicted to drugs, basically.
Yeah.
So these are the things. So for me, I think the youths of today need to brace up for productivity, brace up for national development. And the only way you can start achieving that is when we begin to remove ourselves from social vices like drug abuse and the rest, and then putting ourselves in a position where we'll be productive.
Okay. Okay. So we've looked at areas and how these things come. So let's look at, for those who are in-depthly into drugs, how can they be corrected? What can be done to ensure that they begin to come out of it? What are the moves they should begin to make?
Now, for me, from my own experience and understanding, I think the way forward to make this drug addiction thing in the body is first things first. These drugs have to be deprived. The people who, especially those who are into it, who have already started consuming it, who are already feeling the negative effect of it, they have to be deprived of it. And then, as a compensation for that deprivation, they have to be engaged physically and mentally in activities that will channel healing, that will channel the healing process, that will now bring them out of that cage.
Exactly.
because I feel addiction is a cage. To bring them out of that cage and give them the freedom and make them to live the life, with fulfillment.
Okay, so on a closing note, what are words we have for people who are either aiding and abetting it for the purpose of making money, merchandising it. They are capitalizing on the deficiencies of our young people to sell it, to also go ahead to accept it in society by virtue of their own primary gains.
For me, I would say stop. That's just it, because these drugs endanger lives every day.
Yes, exactly.
It breaks people down without them knowing. And you know the funny thing, most of these people selling, they actually know the effects.
They do. Of course they do.
They know what
the effects.
It's
They
like.
know,
They know
but
it.
because they are in business, they want to make money. They don't care. But at the long run, the future of these young people is so much at stake, and it is not going to go down well.
Exactly.
They know it, but they don't care. And if you look around, there's practically no street right now that you will pass that you will not find
junkies as it were everywhere.
Exactly.
No, we treated a topic some time ago on this same channel in the prelims of our Kickstarting the Station, where we talked about getting your vision, because a lot of people go into businesses because of primarily what they will get monetarily, right? They are interested just in money. So we went ahead to tell people that if the vision you're going into, it does not have an impact in the lives of a positive impact in the lives of our people, it's not the right vision.
Not the right vision.
Yeah, so exactly. I think we should let people know that the interest they have in making money cannot be compared to the lives that have been destroyed every day.
Exactly.
So I think we can call it a close for today. Exactly. We're going to come up with series of other packages, right, that would be educative to our people, and I sure hope they have learned a lot. Thank you so much, Mr. Giles, for the time. It was very educative. Precious. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. And viewers out there, ensure you do well to subscribe to our station, hit the thumbs up button, do us comment on the topics you like us to discuss, and we'll be here to serve you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye for now.